Okay, so we all know Jason Kelce's retired, but this latest report suggests he might just want to come back. Plus, the newest member to the cornerback room is showing out at practice. We might have a gem. That's not all. This UDFA has a big chance to make the 53-man roster. And finally, the national media is showing love to Howie Roseman. But first, you gotta check this out. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Tall Podcast. You see it, right? This team is getting closer every single day of practice. If you agree, hit that like button for your boy, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the videos. So this is the big news floating around today. Word on the Birds tweeted that Jake Elliott said Jason Kelce has been in the Eagles facility almost every single day. Of course, after his retirement, he did say he would be in the Eagles facility a lot, helping out here, helping out there. But he did stress that he's going to have a lot on his plate and a lot of things he wants to do, so he might not be there as much as he would want to. But according to Jake Elliott, he's been there almost every single day that facility had Eagle players flocking to it. Could the itch be back? I'm telling you, some people think the itch is gone, but it just comes back. Especially when he sees the culture we're building, the players we're bringing in, the coordinators just spoke. Vic Fangio talking about throwing a lot at the players early in training camp, so in case certain schemes don't work, they have some in the bank. He's talking about being versatile in his schemes, plus the fact that he wants to push the players harder, not just longer practices, but push the players harder. He said there's a fine line, like I said yesterday. We're not talking two-a-days. We're not talking yelling in these guys' faces, but there's a time and a place for everything, and I do think we need to be a little bit more on point. You had Kellen Moore talk about pre-snap motion, a little bit more on it. It's not just to find out what defense they're playing. It's also to show the defense different alignments and different looks all the time, so you don't become predictable. And it puts stress on the defense. You'll see guys bail out, show their cards, maybe create some chaos where there's a blown assignment due to the pre-snap motion that wasn't accounted for. There are so many positives that come to pre-snap motion. I don't understand why anybody would just not want to do it the way the Eagles did under Nick Sirianni. But back to Jason Kelce. Like I said, you can't control the itch, and maybe it's coming back. Now, he has not mentioned to Jake Elliott about coming back. Jake stated that in the article. And if he doesn't come back, him being in the facility is still a good thing. Cam Jurgens played some high-quality snaps at right guard. Yes, he did. But now he's playing center. He can always learn more, and he can always use more guidance. And the guy who handpicked him, being in the building a lot, is not a bad thing at all. I'm honestly hoping for a Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers transition when we're talking Jason Kelce to Cam Jurgens, especially with how high Kelce's been speaking about him. But that's not it. Remember, the right guard position is up for grab. Whether it's the new rookie Trevor Keegan, Michigan champion, coming in, winning the spot, he could use some Jason Kelce help, although he got Jeff Stoutland in the building. What if it's Tyler Steen, who understands playing alongside of Kelce and Jurgens a little bit? Maybe their conversations come in handy. Who knows who starts at right guard? But Jason Kelce being in the building, whether he's coming back or not, is a good sign. Moving on to the Eagles' top 2 draftees, I still can't believe we got Quinyon Mitchell at 22 and Cooper DeJean, a.k.a. DeJohn, at 40. However, this duo is going to be deadly. Whether they're both playing corner in 2024, one playing safety in 2024, who cares? Eventually, this duo is going to be nasty. So I got to ask y'all, since y'all be killing it in the comment section, I want to see who can come up with the best nickname for this duo. Take a second and give me your best answer in the comment section. As for another cornerback we recently signed, he is putting in work. Shon Stevens. He just arrived to the facility, and one of his first practices, he's out there rocking 23, and not just rocking 23, he's getting an INT and celebrating with his teammates on the field, most of them all being rookies, him being the guy who was invited to rookie minicamp and impressed and made the 90-man roster. Once we signed him, I went onto his Twitter page where I found out he's been following me for a minute. So of course I had to hit him up, and he's trying to clear his schedule, but he did say he would come on the show and talk some Eagles football and what he's gonna do to make the roster. Again, when you look at that cornerback position, it is deeper than it's ever been. There's gonna be some tough decisions no matter what, as it pertains to who makes the roster as a cornerback. Let's talk about another player the Eagles signed after the draft, UDFA Gabe Hall. Shout out to my boy iShine101 who dropped a $50 super chat in the live stream with me and LB earlier this week, saying with Gabe Hall's size, I feel he should be told to lose 10 to 15 pounds and back up one of our edges. That cat is huge, long pause. If he makes the final roster cut, we need our second team D-line to be on point, especially to break our own records in sacks. Once again, shout out to my boy iShine101 for the love, and I started looking at Gabe's tape and doing some more research. This dude is a monster inside, but he can also play outside like iShine said. I don't know about him losing 10 to 15 pounds, but he got quick feet. Some people wanted us to sign a veteran and or draft a D-tackle just to shore up that 4th or 5th spot on the depth chart, but Gabe Hall, a UDFA, might really make the roster. Anthony DiBona wrote, given Philadelphia's lack of notable DT depth outside of Milton Williams, Gabe Hall has a legitimate chance of making the final roster at 6'6", 291 with 34.5-inch arms. Hall brings absurd size to the position that Philadelphia's defensive front is lacking. Again, this kid really has a chance to make the roster. When you look at the fringe D tackles, it's a Joe Mo, who I did like last year, Marlon T, and now Gabe Hall. Them three are going to be fighting for the 4th and maybe 5th spot. We know the top 3 is Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Milton Williams. But who gets that 4th and 5th spot? Let me know in the comment section, Eagle Nation. Is it a Jomo? Is it Marlon T? Or were the UDFA out of Baylor, Gabe Hall, win it? As for the national media talking about the Eagles wide receiver group, when they look at our wide receiver 3, they think Devante Parker's going to be wide receiver 3. It's because they don't really break down the Eagles like we do. They look at it from a bird's eye view, pun intended, because they're covering all the teams in the NFL. They look at the roster real quick, see Devante Parker, and assume he's going to win it, when I think he has the least chance to win wide receiver 3. Maybe I'm wrong, but if it's between Devante Parker and Paris Campbell, I got the Eagles going Paris Campbell if they don't trust the rookies yet. Think about it. They signed Devante Parker for dirt cheap, then went out and got Campbell anyways. They always loved Campbell, and he spoke about how he would fit seamlessly as wide receiver 3. So did Nick Sirianni. I just think this is what the national media does. They look at the depth chart, they see who's on there first, and they automatically assume. Plus, I wouldn't put it past Anais Smith being the guy who wins it. I don't think Johnny Wilson will quite win wide receiver 3. He might have some packages in the red zone. Hopefully we see that with him being 6'6", maybe 6'7". But Jim Nagy looked at the roster and the depth chart, and he saw Devante Parker, he saw Paris Campbell, and he saw Anais Smith. And he believes, Jim Nagy, that Anais Smith would fit the Eagles better than Paris Campbell and or Devante Parker. And again, he's a true slot receiver, yards after the catch, forced 20 missed tackles in college. We went over all this stuff. Just a guy who can really do it all. We got some options at wide receiver 3, and I don't think Devante Parker will be it. However, the national media did make another list that I absolutely agree with. GM rankings in 2024, and of course, Howie Roseman, number 1, as he should be. I never really seen a GM list before, Hey, it's social media. New things are happening every day. Number 2 is the Chiefs guy, Brett Veach. Number 3 is the Ravens guy, Eric DeCosta. And you could go down the list yourselves. I don't need to read all them GMs. I know who's not in the top 10. The Cowboys, Jerry Jones, owner slash GM. Please stay doing that job for as long as you can because you're absolutely not good at it. Some draftees here and there, cool. But building a team, winning team, keep doing what you're doing. Lastly, I want to touch on some of that Deshaun Jackson, Shady McCoy stuff. A lot came out, and man, is Chip Kelly a bigot, right? Like, it is ridiculous, some of the things Shady and DJ said, but this shocked me. According to Sean McCoy, Chip Kelly wanted to trade Brandon Graham, but Jeff Lurie stepped in. Thank God for Jeff Lurie. Wish he would have stepped in for some other players. But we don't win the Super Bowl without BG, the guy who single-handedly stopped Tom Brady in the second half of the Super Bowl. Listen, I made a YouTube short talking about this. It's going to pop up here. Click on it. Show it some love. Hit the like. Throw a comment on it. Even if you don't watch YouTube shorts, throw a little love. We trying to push that one out. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. Drop the muscle emoji. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new. Turn on that notification bell and leave all your thoughts. Eagle Nation, I love hearing from you. Check out that YouTube short. We out.